How do you build a legacy? One day at a time, one race at a time, one lap at a time. In 2025, Niece Motorsports celebrates their own legacy made up of 10 seasons in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. The team is owned by Al Niece, a businessman and a veteran of the United States Marine Corps serving in Vietnam. Entering its 10th season, Niece Motorsports has earned 9 wins and amassed 50 top 5 finishes and over 100 top 10s. The team has made NASCAR's version of the playoffs on 5 occasions. Follow along as we take you behind the curtain and into the stories of the people who've built the team. This is TJ Bell.
Hey, I'm TJ Bell. I've been at Niece since inception. Started as one of their first drivers and been lucky enough to still be working with the company as a spotter now.
Specifically, that first year that you were here, what did that mean to you to be a part of the start of a new team?
It wasn't just the start of a new team. It was Cody brought me back in when I was essentially over racing. I was tired of it. I was tired of chasing the dream per se, right? Like, I love racing more than anything in the world, but it got to the point where it wasn't fun no more. Cody called me and said, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." I said, "Yeah, as long as we're having fun." And the people we had back then and still working here today, and you can see that why this place has been around for so long is because it's not just a job, it's a family, it's where you want to go to work, it's where you want to go see your friends, where you want to go compete. But the aspect that Cody created was having fun, and that's what a lot of people in the sport have forgot about.
TJ Bell was huge the first year that he came and drove at Niece Motorsports. I remember calling him, and we worked together at Roush. I truck chief for him. During that time, I was young. I was 21, 22. I was financially not stable. I was having fun on the lake. I was working at Roush. I was learning to work on race cars at a professional level, good, right, or wrong, the way I lived life at that time. TJ, I was down on my luck, and TJ let me come live with him. And I lived at TJ's house, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months so I could get on my feet. And I was always grateful for that, obviously. His mom and dad were great to me. During that time, we were working on building a dirt late model together. His dad loaned me the money to get an engine for it, and they're awesome people, down to earth people. I'm grateful for them. So fast forward, approximately 10, 11 years later, when we started this Niece thing, having TJ be the guy to put in the seat felt right.
Cody and Al both have given you a lot of credit in helping build the team, so talk about what those early days looked like,
Well, Cody and Al can give me credit, but really, the reason these doors are open, the reason all these trophies are in this room are because of those guys. We started with nothing. We went to our first race and we missed it. But it's the racer mentality and the want to be better and having fun at something is a big thing. So it meant a lot for them to bring me in and do that. We did a lot with a little. We were the fastest non-built motor truck every race, and I think that helped bring people into the team and want to drive the equipment and want to be there. And unfortunately, that was kind of my demise, but I was fortunate enough to help bring it to that point.
TJ is another one of those special characters that it's someone easy to warm up to, and he helped us a lot. He gave us a lot of confidence early on when we needed it, and a lot of stability.
TJ, he's not a household name, right? He's not flashy in the sport, but TJ's driven a lot of vehicles from road course, whether it's transatlantic stuff, ARCA, trucks, Xfinity, Cup cars. He's been in high pressure moments just trying to make the Brickyard 400 and back market stuff and doing that. He has a great attitude. I have a ton of respect for his driving ability, his talent. He's very underrated and underappreciated.
like any driver will tell you, you always have pressure no matter what you're doing, even if you're in the race. But having to make the race and having to make sure that we have, you know, that prize money to be able to go the next weekend, it's a lot on your shoulders. It's a lot on everybody's shoulders, and it's not just the driver. It was on Cody, it was on Al, it was on every person in the shop, because we knew we had to make the race to get to the next one. You know, luckily the team is in a lot better place now, and a lot of these drivers don't know that pressure, right? Like, you know, I've been put in those situations a lot, especially when I was doing cup stuff, when you actually had to make the race when there was more than 43 cars. So just having to go do that, but knowing what you're strapping into, that the people put their heart and soul into it, gave you a lot of belief and took some of that pressure off.
You also had like a pretty front row seat to seeing the transition from the team, you know, starting off the start park team to, you know, going into the championship 4 a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, what personal fulfillment, I guess, did you feel from some of those instances?
I mean, huge amount of joy. Like, you know, knowing where we started, where we were with, you know, 2-3 trucks and 10 people at most. That wasn't in the shop every day. Maybe we had 3 people in the shop every day, right? And to go to where they are, a championship contender almost every year, and know that, you know, even when I go to the roof spotting for a Niece truck, I know we're going to be in contention. There was times where I knew we weren't. I knew we were going to be out there. I knew we were going to be racing. But right now, the Niece team is up there with the big ones, right? Like, people know that Niece is there to race for wins, there to compete. So it's very gratifying to know that I helped get it to that point.
And that first year, he knew we weren't going to go compete for wins, right? He knew that we might run 15th, which was our goal. He was content with that, because was he making some money? Yeah, he was making nothing like the rest of us at the time. But that first year was a blast. Like, we got really close again, became really good friends. And that's a lot of the reason why, you know, he's our realtor. He helped us find this building that we're in at Niece Motorsports. He spots for us now. It's perfect that he was the driver that first year.
What does Niece Motorsports, like the team in general, mean to you?
It's not a team, it's a family. You see that when you go to the racetrack, you see how everybody interacts with each other. It's been a home. I never had a home in racing. I bounced around between teams every year. And to know that you have somebody you can call no matter what, and it doesn't have to be about racing. It could be about life, it could be about your kids. And there's no question that they won't answer their phone. You know, racing is a giant family. People use the word team, but a true team is a family.
You continue to be involved with the team even after you quit driving as a spotter. So first off, tell me how that transition happened, and then secondly, why did you want to do that?
You know, I transitioned to spotting because, you know, I didn't have funding, right? And if you look at the bigger picture of keeping these doors open and keeping these haulers and all these people employed is you know, people that are funded or have sponsorship and stuff like that. So I saw that happening, and, you know, it wasn't my first choice to be a spotter. It was my first choice to go up on the roof and per se be a driver's coach, but I knew that's what had to happen for this family to continue. So, you know, one thing led to another, and I guess I'm okay at spotting. So I won a truck championship, you know, some truck races, doing the Cup Series. Do I miss racing? 100%. Do I miss driving? Yeah. Would I be better now that I've stood on the roof? 100%. You know, so I think, you know, in the grand scheme of things for Niece Motorsports, it was the right thing to do for people that took care of me.
In my eyes, he has made it. He's been in this sport for 20 years now. He's on the roof spotting now. He spots for us now. But he knew that he needed to do something else. He has 2 young kids, a wife, he has bills to pay, and he loves racing. I mean, he's all about racing. if we weren't racing on a Friday night, or we raced on a Friday night and we'd be at his house on a Saturday at the pool or out on the lake, we'd have a race on. Whether it's F1, whether it was a cup race, Xfinity race, drag racing, he's just a gearhead. So him being a spotter was kind of like, okay, a lot of ex-drivers become spotters. It was a natural path, that progression that he needed to take. And he took, and I'm glad we started it here. And it's created a career for him now. And I love that. And as long as I'm in charge of this place, he'll be a spotter or he'll be a part of this company in one way or another.
If Al was to come up to you today and tell you, hey, you know what? We appreciate everything that you've done for us. We're going to give you another shot to go out there. Now, realizing how much better the equipment is, how much more competitive everyone is in the building, do you think that that would be an opportunity that you would like to take?
I wouldn't even be a thought, 100%. Like, I still work out. I still, to this day, my kids ask me why I work out. In case I get to drive a race car again. That's what I've done my whole life, right? And it's not just the equipment's better, the backing's better, the technology's better. Drivers get to go to simulators. I never sat in a simulator. I raced, but you know, the SMT data and everything that, you know, if you really want to make it in the sport as a driver, the tools are there. You just got to want it. You just can't be somebody that says they want to be a race car driver and walk around in a driving simulator.
What's your favorite memory about racing here or being here in general?
I mean, there's a lot of great memories. You probably can't say them on camera, but I mean, there's a few great things. Like, I mean, we went to Vegas in a 24-foot trailer one time and was running top 10 until we got caught up in a race. We went to Iowa doing a starting park, and that's, you know, what we had to do sometimes to keep this team rolling with just two of us and having to make races, but, you know, not even setting tire pressures right to get him out in the last minute to put one lap in to make a race, just to keep this thing going. It's a never die attitude, always pressing the attack. I mean, press the attack is a great saying. I use it, you know, in my business. I might say it differently, but I always say foot on the throat. Don't ever let them up. It's just, you're always going forward. That's, I talk to drivers too. I don't want them ever looking in the mirror. If you're looking backwards, you're never going forwards. So if you're always pressing the attack, if you're always pressing forward, you're not going to regret what you didn't do. I believe pressing the attack is a great life motto, not just a race team. You just got to always push for excellence. That's always dotting your I's, crossing your T's, doing everything right, because that's what it takes in this sport, right? Like, you can go have the best stuff, but if you don't perform 100% on that day, you're probably not going to win a race. So if you're always pressing the attack and always living your life to that motto, then you can look back on it and be okay with the decisions you made.
You know, now you've seen all the success, but you've kind of been watching from, you know, kind of a back seat, I guess. You hadn't really had your direct hand in it.
Yeah.
So what did it feel like, you know, working with Ross last year and getting that win at Ross?
You know, what it felt like to get that first win with Ross as a spotter for Niece, it felt like everything came full circle, right? Like, when I drove, I always wanted to win. I knew we weren't the best. I watched Carson, I watched Ross win when I was maybe on another vehicle, but to be part of the actual winning team, to be able to stand in victory lane, knowing that I was on the headset or on the roof. You know, I've been to victory lane. I've gone with Ross when he won before and stuff like that. But being an integral part in that win really, I don't want to say fulfilled everything, but it made everything, like I said, come full circle to really accomplish the ultimate goal that we started 10 years ago.
All right, TJ Bell, fun story, appropriate story. He was spotting for us at the time. This was past driving career at Niece Motorsports. We were in a pool at a hotel in Texas, night for a race. We've been drinking, right? Like, we have fun. It's part of the life we live. We're not alcoholics, but we have a good time. And we decided that TJ and another employee here needed to do a slap boxing competition because it was popular at the time. And so TJ was running his mouth and the other employee actually wasn't, which is surprising because this employee runs his mouth a lot. And it was one hit and it ended with TJ with a bloody nose and later on having a tissue hanging out of his nose for the rest of the evening. But this is classic TJ Bell. He was defeated. He was still smiling. He didn't care. And he kept having a good time. And that moment, it just captures who TJ Bell is. Like, he don't care what anyone else thinks. He's TJ, and he never stops. And in defeat, no matter the size, he keeps pushing forward.
And I got two good ones. So we're at Daytona. I didn't have to go to the track that day, so I went down to the pool. Might have had a few adult beverages. Got back to my room, woke up the next morning, realized I was missing my wallet and my shoes. So I went back down to the pool, looking everywhere, couldn't find them, freaking out, right? Like, I didn't know what to do. Get to the racetrack and I'm calling Cody, hey, I don't have my license, hey, I don't have this. Well, I walk in the hauler and they're all laughing at me. And Al's standing there with my white slip-on shoes that Al Niece would never wear in his life, and he is laughing. And that type of personality is what you see around here. And the other one is, I don't know if we can even legally talk about this, but we left Eldora and we had a truck breakdown because we didn't fly places, we drove. And the truck broke down, so we called Finney, driving the hauler home. Finney pulled over on the side of the road. Me and Cody jumped in the lounge at the hauler and we rode all the way from Eldora back to the shop.
Obviously, this is the 10th year, so we're asking everyone to tell us where you were 10 years ago.
So 10 years ago, I was single, no kids, wanting to be a race car driver, doing everything I could, and that's all I cared about. You know, come forward to today, 2 kids, married, and the life outlook is a lot different, but the goal is still the same. But the way you go about it and the stuff you do on the weekends and away from the racetrack, it's completely different. And I won't say it's more fulfilling, but you know, when we won Darlington, I got back home and Callie and my oldest got me a cake. And now every weekend I go to the truck races, Brixton says, go win us a cake. So little things like that, like he knows exactly what I'm doing now. So life changes, right? You go to his preschool door right now and he has a 44 truck painted up there because a lot of kids in his class are, you know, in the racing industry or their parents are. But to see that he knows what truck I'm on and what I've done, and yeah, 10 years has been a lot different in life. And I don't want to say it means more, but it definitely does when your kids appreciate it. Something I want people to know about Niece Motorsports, it's not this big building, it's not winning all these races, it's the people. You know, there's a saying in motorsports that speed is brought by money, but money buys people. And not all these people make the most money, but they still care about what they do. And when you work for the right organization or family, you always want to do your best. You always want to care. And I think Al and Cody have brought that out in almost every guy and girl in this building. Everyone that's been at your Niece for 10 years, friends, family, people that have put blood, sweat, and tears in these race cars, I can't thank you enough for sticking through it. We've had some of the greatest fans, we've had some of the greatest guys walk through these doors that have gone to bigger places. But there's been people here since day one that still live and die by Niece. And that's something to say about all of you. I can't believe we've come this far. I can't believe the team is where it is right now. But I'm very proud of everybody that's been part of this.